You are the gardener of your mind. You are not the product of your environment, nor are you merely the sum of your circumstances. You are the gardener of your destiny, and the garden of your life, your mind, will either bloom with the vibrant flowers of achievement or wither under the weight of neglect, depending on the seeds you choose to sow. This truth, simple yet profound, is the foundation of all success, the cornerstone of every triumph. Your mind is the fertile soil where your future is planted, and it is within your power to cultivate a harvest of greatness or allow weeds of mediocrity to overrun your potential. Each day, you stand at the threshold of opportunity, holding a seed in your hand, a thought, a choice, a decision. Most people caught in the drift of life fail to recognize the miracle in their grasp. They let these seeds fall to the ground, ungerminated, lost to the winds of indecision or the shadows of doubt. But you are different. You are awakening to the realization that life is not meant to be lived by default, that your destiny is not shaped by chance, but by the deliberate choices you make in the garden of your mind. Consider the state of your mental garden. What have you allowed to take root? Are there weeds of fear, doubt, or procrastination choking the life out of your dreams? Or have you tilled the soil with persistent effort, watered it with disciplined action, and planted seeds of purpose, vision, and faith? The law of cause and effect is unyielding. Your life does not happen to you, it grows from you. Every thought you entertain, every belief you nurture, every action you take is a seed that will bear fruit in the seasons of your life. As I have written, the mind is a garden. If you do not deliberately plant flowers, weeds will grow automatically. This is not merely a metaphor, but a universal truth. An untended mind, like an untended field, will sprout chaos, thoughts of limitation, habits of procrastination, and emotions of despair. But a mind carefully cultivated with clarity, purpose, and determination becomes a masterpiece, a living testament to the power of human will. The greatest achievers in history understood this principle. Thomas Edison, who faced thousands of failures before illuminating the world with his inventions, knew that persistence was the water that nourished his dreams. Abraham Lincoln, rising from the ashes of poverty and political defeat to unite a fractured nation, understood that his inner resolve was the soil from which his legacy grew. Henry Ford, mocked for his vision of a car for the masses, planted seeds of unwavering belief and reaped a revolution that changed the world. What are you planting in your garden today? Are you sowing seeds of greatness, or are you allowing the weeds of doubt to take hold? The answer to this question will determine the harvest of your life, for everything begins in the mind. Your mindset is not just the foundation, it is the architect, the builder, and the blueprint of your destiny. You cannot grow roses with the belief of a weed, nor can you build a legacy with the mindset of a victim. To transform your life, you must first transform the soil of your mind. The power of belief, the roots of your garden. Belief is the root system of your mental garden. It anchors your dreams, draws nourishment from your deepest convictions, and determines the strength of everything that grows above the surface. Without a strong root system of belief, your aspirations will wither under the slightest adversity. But with a foundation of unwavering faith in yourself and your potential, no storm can uproot your purpose. Consider the story of Andrew Carnegie, a man who began as a poor immigrant but rose to become one of the wealthiest and most influential industrialists in history. Carnegie's success was not the result of luck or privilege, but of a burning belief in his ability to create value for others. He saw himself not as a laborer in a steel mill, but as a builder of empires, a man who could shape industries and uplift lives. This belief, planted early in his mind, became the root from which his extraordinary achievements grew. You too must believe you are worthy of greatness, not because of external validation or fortunate circumstances, but because you possess the divine power to choose your thoughts and shape your reality. This belief is not a passive hope, but an active force, a seed that, when planted with conviction, grows into the reality you envision. When Henry Ford declared, "I will build a car for the great multitude," the world scoffed. Yet Ford's belief was so deep, so unshakable, that it transformed an impossible dream into a tangible reality. Do you hold such faith in your own vision? Or are you allowing the weeds of self-doubt to choke your potential? Doubt is a silent killer, insidious in its approach. It does not shout or demand attention. It whispers, cloaking itself in the guise of logic, caution, or realism. "You're not ready," it murmurs. "You're not good enough," it insists. But doubt is a thief, robbing you of the harvest you could have reaped. To combat it, you must plant the seed of belief and nurture it daily. Affirm your worth. Visualize your success. Speak your dreams into existence. These are not mere exercises, but acts of cultivation, strengthening the roots of your mental garden. The compass of your soul. In a world filled with noise, endless distractions, competing voices, and fleeting trends, clarity is your most powerful weapon. Without it, you drift through life, moving from one opportunity to another, hoping something will take root. But hope is not a strategy. Clarity is. Clarity is the compass that guides your decisions, aligns your actions, and silences the whispers of doubt. It is the act of knowing what you want, why it matters, and how you will achieve it. Imagine a ship setting sail without a destination. No matter how powerful its engines or skilled its crew, it will wander aimlessly, wasting time and energy. Your life without clarity is that ship, adrift, directionless, at the mercy of the tides. But with clarity, you become the captain, steering your vessel toward a definite port, undeterred by storms or distractions. Clarity does not come by accident. It requires you to pause, reflect, and ask the hard questions. What do I truly want? What ignites my passion? What would I pursue, even if no one paid me? What legacy do I want to leave behind? These questions are not trivial. They are the spade and trowel of your mental garden, tools to dig deep into the soil of your soul and uncover the purpose that lies within. Consider the example of Walt Disney, a man whose clarity of vision transformed a simple idea, a cartoon mouse, into a global empire of imagination. Disney did not stumble into success. He pursued it with laser-like focus, knowing exactly what he wanted to create, a world of joy and wonder for generations. His clarity allowed him to overcome financial ruin, skepticism, and countless obstacles, turning his dreams into a reality that continues to inspire millions. To cultivate clarity, you must silence the external noise. Turn off the clamor of social media, the expectations of others, the pressure to conform. Society will offer you ready-made definitions of success, wealth, status, popularity, but these are not your purpose unless they resonate with the deepest parts of your being. Your purpose is an inner call, a whisper from your soul that says, "This is why you are here." To hear it, you must create space for silence, for reflection, for honesty. Take inventory of your life. Are your actions aligned with your true desires, or are you chasing someone else's dream? Are you planting seeds that reflect your purpose, or are you scattering them haphazardly, hoping for a random harvest? Clarity frees you from the trap of comparison. When you know your path, you no longer envy the journeys of others. You don't mimic their steps or covet their timelines. You walk your road with confidence, and that confidence attracts momentum. Doors open, opportunities arise, and people align with your vision, not because the world has changed, but because you have. Clarity is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice. Each morning, ask yourself, what is my purpose today? How can I take one step closer to my vision? Write your goals, visualize your success, and align your actions with your intentions. This is how you cultivate a garden of purpose, where every seed is planted with intention, and every action contributes to a meaningful harvest. Discipline, the gardener's resolve. No garden thrives without consistent care, and no life achieves greatness without discipline. Discipline is the gardener's resolve, the commitment to tend the soil of your mind regardless of the weather, whether the sun shines with opportunity or storms of adversity rage. It is the act of showing up day after day to water, weed, and nurture your dreams, even when the results are not yet visible. Discipline is not glamorous. It is not the fleeting thrill of inspiration or the rush of a sudden breakthrough. It is the quiet, steady work of the gardener who rises at dawn, tills the soil, and plants seeds, knowing that the harvest lies months or even years ahead. It is the courage to act when motivation wanes, when doubts creep in, when the world tempts you to abandon your efforts. Think of Thomas Edison, whose relentless discipline turned a vision of electric light into reality. He did not succeed because of a single moment of genius, but because of thousands of moments of persistence, each one a small act of discipline that built upon the last. When asked about his countless failures, Edison replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This is the mindset of the disciplined gardener, one who sees every setback as a lesson, every effort as a step toward the harvest. Discipline requires you to prioritize the long term over the immediate. It means saying no to distractions, to comfort, to the easy path. It means choosing to read a book instead of scrolling mindlessly, to exercise instead of lounging, to plan your day instead of drifting through it. These choices are the daily acts of cultivation that transform your mental garden from barren to bountiful. To develop discipline, start small. Choose one area of your life, perhaps your morning routine, your work habits, or your health, and commit to a single, consistent action. Wake up at the same time each day. Write one page of your book. Take a 20-minute walk. These small acts, repeated daily, become the roots of powerful habits that compound over time. As Napoleon Hill taught, success is the result of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Discipline also requires you to design your environment for success. Remove the temptations that pull you away from your goals. Keep your workspace clear, your phone out of reach, your distractions at bay. Make it easier to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong one. Willpower is a finite resource, but a well-designed environment is a sustainable system that supports your discipline. The key to every harvest. No gardener expects a seed to sprout overnight, nor should you expect instant results from your efforts. Persistence is the key to every harvest. The unwavering commitment to keep planting, tending, and nurturing, even when the ground seems barren. The delay between planting and reaping is not a sign of failure. It is a test of your resolve, a season of preparation that strengthens your roots and prepares you for the abundance to come. Persistence is not about blind stubbornness or reckless pursuit. It is the intelligent, purposeful continuation of effort, guided by a clear vision and fueled by belief. It is the refusal to quit when obstacles arise, when critics mock, when your own doubts threaten to derail you. As I've said, the most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. This is the creed of the persistent gardener, who knows that every great achievement is built on a foundation of relentless effort. Consider the story of Colonel Harlan Sanders, who, at the age of 65, faced financial ruin and a seemingly bleak future. Yet, armed with a recipe for fried chicken and an unyielding belief in its value, he traveled across America, pitching his idea to restaurant owners. He was rejected over 1,000 times, yet he persisted, knocking on doors, sleeping in his car, refusing to give up. That persistence gave birth to Kentucky Fried Chicken, a global empire that stands as a testament to the power of never quitting. Persistence requires you to embrace failure as a teacher, not a tyrant. Each setback is a lesson, each rejection a redirection, each challenge an opportunity to grow stronger. When you fall, rise again. When you fail, learn. When you doubt, reaffirm your purpose. The harvest does not come to the gardener who plants once and walks away. It comes to the one who tends the soil through every season, trusting in the process. To cultivate persistence, anchor yourself to your why. Why do you want to achieve your goal? What is the deeper purpose behind it? When your purpose is clear, the difficulties of the journey become bearable, even meaningful. Write your purpose down, revisit it daily, and let it be the fire that keeps you moving forward. Surround yourself with reminders of your goal, quotes, images, people who inspire you. And when the path grows steep, focus on the next step, not the mountain ahead. Mastering your mindset, the art of mental cultivation. Your mind is either your greatest ally or your most formidable adversary. It shapes how you perceive the world, how you respond to challenges, and how you define yourself. Mastering your mindset is not a luxury, it is the essence of success. As the gardener of your mind, you must learn to prune negative thoughts, plant empowering beliefs, and cultivate a mental environment where greatness can thrive. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. They shape your emotions, which drive your actions, which produce your results. If you tell yourself, "I am not enough," you plant weeds that choke your potential. But if you declare, "I am capable, I am growing, I am destined for greatness," you sow seeds that will bear the fruit of success. The story you tell yourself is the blueprint of your life. Top performers do not have easier lives. They have stronger mindsets. They face the same doubts, fears, and setbacks as everyone else, but they choose to respond with resilience, vision, and action. Consider Oprah Winfrey, who overcame a childhood of poverty and abuse to become one of the most influential women in the world. Her success was not the absence of obstacles, but the presence of a mindset that refused to be defined by them. She chose to plant seeds of possibility, nurture them with hard work, and reap a harvest of impact. To master your mindset, you must first become aware of your thoughts. Notice the patterns that run through your mind. Are they empowering or limiting? Do they lift you up or pull you down? When you catch a negative thought, interrupt it. Replace it with a positive affirmation. For example, if you think, "I always fail," counter it with, "Every failure is a step toward success." This is not mere optimism. It is mental conditioning, a deliberate act of rewiring your brain for greatness. Train your mind daily, just as you would train your body. Read books that inspire and educate. Works like Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Positive Thinking, or biographies of great achievers. Reflect on your goals each morning, visualizing your success with vivid detail. Speak words of victory, even in the face of defeat. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who challenge you to grow, who refuse to let you settle for less than your potential. Protect your mind as fiercely as a gardener protects their crops. Guard it against negativity, whether from toxic relationships, media, or your own self-doubt. Just as you would pull weeds from your garden, pull negative influences from your life. This is not selfishness. It is stewardship of the most valuable asset you possess, your mind. Building powerful habits, the architecture of success. Your future is not shaped by grand gestures or fleeting moments of inspiration. It is built by the habits you cultivate day after day. Habits are the hidden architecture of success, the bricks that form the foundation of your destiny. Each action you take, no matter how small, is a brick laid in the structure of your life. The question is, are you building a monument to your dreams or a monument to your distractions? Greatness is not the result of what you do occasionally, but of what you do consistently. The person who wakes up early, reads daily, exercises regularly, and plans their day is not just performing tasks. They are building a lifestyle of excellence. These small, repeated actions compound over time, creating results that seem miraculous to those who do not understand the power of habit. Consider the example of J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter while struggling as a single mother. Her success was not the result of a single burst of creativity, but of a disciplined habit of writing every day, even in the face of rejection and hardship. Each word she wrote was a brick, each day a step toward a literary empire that changed the world. To build powerful habits, start with one keystone habit, a single, impactful action that creates a ripple effect in your life. Perhaps it's journaling for 10 minutes each morning to clarify your goals. Perhaps it's a daily walk to boost your energy and focus. Perhaps it's setting aside $10 a week to build financial security. Choose one habit, commit to it fully, and track your progress. The key is consistency, not intensity. A small action, done daily, is more powerful than a grand effort done sporadically. Design your environment to support your habits. If you want to read more, keep a book on your nightstand. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods. If you want to write, create a dedicated space free from distractions. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Remove the friction that stands between you and your goals. Habits are not just actions, they are the building blocks of your identity. Each time you follow through on a habit, you reinforce the person you are becoming. You are not just writing a page, you are becoming a writer. You are not just exercising, you are becoming a healthy person. You are not just saving money, you are becoming financially free. Your habits shape who you are, and who you are shapes your destiny. Living with purpose, the soul of your garden. A life without purpose is like a garden without a plan, full of activity but lacking direction. Purpose is the soul of your garden, the guiding force that gives meaning to your efforts and direction to your ambitions. Without it, even the most impressive achievements feel hollow, like flowers that bloom but bear no fragrance. Purpose is not a lofty ideal reserved for the elite. It is a choice to live intentionally, to make your life matter in a way that resonates with your deepest values. It is the answer to the question, why am I here? What impact am I destined to make? What legacy will I leave behind? Consider the life of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison yet emerged, not with bitterness, but with a purpose to unite a divided nation. His clarity of purpose, to fight for justice and equality, gave him the strength to endure unimaginable hardship and the vision to lead South Africa toward reconciliation. His life was a garden of purpose, where every struggle was a seed planted for a greater harvest. To live with purpose, you must first discover what moves you. Ask yourself, what stirs my heart? What would I do if money were no object? What would I regret not trying? These questions are not mere exercises. They are the tools that unearth your purpose, revealing the seeds you were born to plant. Purpose is not found in the noise of the world. It is found in the quiet of your soul. Take time to reflect, to journal, to meditate. Peel back the layers of expectation and conditioning. Listen to the whispers of your heart, the ones that say, this is what you were meant to do. Your purpose may be to create, to teach, to heal, to build, to inspire. Whatever it is uniquely yours, and it is your responsibility to bring it to life. Purpose is not a destination, it is a way of living. It is showing up each day with intention, aligning your actions with your values, and making a difference in the lives of others. It is the way you speak with kindness, the way you work with integrity, the way you pursue your goals with passion. When you live with purpose, setbacks become stepping stones, and challenges become opportunities to grow. Creating your masterpiece, the art of a purposeful life. Every day, life hands you a blank canvas, and with every thought, word, and action, you paint the masterpiece of your existence. You are not a bystander in your life, you are the artist. And the beauty of your creation depends on the boldness of your vision and the courage of your strokes. Are you painting with the vibrant colors of purpose, or are you sketching timid lines of fear? Are you creating a work that reflects your true self, or are you copying the patterns of others? The choice is yours, and it is a choice you make with every moment. You do not need permission to create your masterpiece, only courage. Courage to dream bigger than your doubts, to act despite your fears, to persist through criticism and setbacks. Perfection is a myth. Masterpieces are born from movement, from momentum, from the refusal to quit. Every great artist, whether a painter, a writer, or a leader, has faced moments of uncertainty, but they pressed forward, trusting in their vision. Your life is not a rehearsal. This moment is the brush in your hand. Make it count. Paint with intention, choosing colors that reflect your passion and purpose. Let your actions add depth, your choices add texture. When mistakes happen, and they will, do not discard the canvas. Blend them into the painting, for they add authenticity and character to your work. You don't need to know every step of the journey, just the next one. Take it with faith, with vision, with heart. Step out of the shadows of others' expectations and take center stage in your own life. Your job is not to please the world, but to be true to your calling, to create a life that reflects the unique beauty of your soul. There will be critics, setbacks, moments of doubt, but pick up the brush. Keep painting. You are not here to blend into the background, you are here to create a masterpiece. and what you create can change not only your life but the lives of those around you, leaving a legacy that endures long after you are gone. Practical steps to cultivate your mental garden. To bring these principles to life, here are practical steps to cultivate your mental garden, inspired by the teachings of Napoleon Hill and the metaphor of the gardener. Plant the seed of belief. Write a personal affirmation that declares your worth and potential. For example, I am capable of achieving greatness, and I choose to plant seeds of success in my mind. Repeat this affirmation daily, morning and night, to strengthen your belief system. Visualize your goals as already achieved, imagining the feelings of success in vivid detail. Cultivate clarity. Set aside 15 minutes each day for reflection. Journal about your goals, passions, and purpose. Ask, what do I want? Why does it matter? Create a vision board with images and words that represent your dreams. Place it where you'll see it daily. Write a definite chief aim, a clear statement of your primary goal, as Napoleon Hill advised. Revisit and refine it regularly. Practice discipline. Choose one keystone habit to focus on for 30 days. Track your progress in a journal or app. Design your environment to support this habit. Remove distractions and create cues that prompt action. Reward small wins to build momentum, such as treating yourself to a favorite activity after a week of consistency. Embrace persistence. When faced with a setback, write down one lesson you've learned and one action you'll take to move forward. Surround yourself with reminders of your purpose, quotes, books, or mentors who inspire you to keep going. Commit to taking one small step toward your goal each day, no matter how small. Master your mindset. Conduct a daily thought audit. At the end of each day, write down 3 negative thoughts you had and replace them with positive ones. Read at least 10 pages of an inspiring book each day to feed your mind with empowering ideas. Practice gratitude by listing 3 things each day that you're thankful for, shifting your focus to abundance. Build powerful habits. Identify one habit that aligns with your purpose and commit to it for 21 days to build a foundation. Use the habit stacking technique. Pair your new habit with an existing one, like journaling after brushing your teeth. Review your habits monthly to ensure they're serving your goals, replacing those that no longer align. Live with purpose. Write a personal mission statement that defines your purpose and values. Keep it concise and revisit it weekly. Perform one intentional act each day that aligns with your purpose, such as helping someone or pursuing your passion. Reflect weekly on how your actions are contributing to your legacy, adjusting as needed to stay true to your path. The law of the harvest, your life's greatest truth. The law of the harvest is the greatest truth of your life. You reap what you sow. Every thought, every action, every habit is a seed, and the quality of your harvest depends on the quality of what you plant. If you sow seeds of doubt, fear, and inaction, your life will yield a crop of regret and unfulfilled potential. But if you sow seeds of belief, clarity, discipline, and purpose, you will reap a harvest of abundance, impact, and fulfillment. This law is impartial and unchanging. It does not care about your background, your education, or your circumstances. It responds only to the seeds you plant and the care you give them. The gardener who tends their soil with diligence and faith will always outshine the one who scatters seeds carelessly or abandons their field. As you stand at the edge of your potential, know this: you are not a victim of your life. You are its creator. The garden of your mind is yours to cultivate, and the tools are already in your hands. Plant with intention, tend with discipline, persist with faith, and trust that the harvest will come, not because of luck, but because you have earned it through the law of cause and effect. Conclusion: your masterpiece awaits. Your life is a canvas, and you are the artist. Each day, you are given a fresh opportunity to paint, to create, to shape a work of art that reflects the deepest parts of who you are. Will you paint with the bold colors of purpose, the rich textures of discipline, the vibrant hues of belief? Or will you let fear, doubt, and distraction dull your canvas? You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect confidence. You need only the courage to pick up the brush and begin. Your masterpiece is not a single act, but a lifelong creation, built stroke by stroke, seed by seed, habit by habit. Every choice you make, every thought you nurture, every action you take adds to the beauty of your life's work. There will be storms, critics, moments when the canvas seems flawed, but do not put down the brush. Blend the mistakes, learn from the setbacks, and keep creating. You are not here to live a life of conformity or mediocrity. You are here to create something extraordinary, something that reflects the infinite potential within you. So, rise each day as the gardener of your mind, the artist of your destiny. Plant seeds of greatness, tend them with care, and trust that the harvest will come, a harvest of purpose, impact, and a life well lived. Your masterpiece awaits, and the world is watching. What will you create?